Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming through this evening. Monday night, last one of August, and we are in spring. I don't know if that's horrifying some of you, is horrifying me, that we're in September already. I'm still in February, I reckon, so it's just amazing. Anyway, thanks for coming through tonight, and thanks to all of you watching us live this evening. We're at DuePoint. What do we do at DuePoint? Well, firstly, we're a division of Constantia Insurance Company Limited. We are a listed and licensed life and short-term insurance company, listed on the JSE under Conduit Capital. Take some time afterwards to have a look on our wall next to our front door, look at our licenses, look at our associations, be comfortable with us. We are nearly a 65-year-old insurance company, so this is not a new business. We're not here today, gone tomorrow, like most things that we see these days on Facebook and the internet and all of that jazz. This is a well-established financial services company. We want you to have trust and faith in that. We are, of course, an authorized financial services provider. There's our FSP number. Go and look us up on the FSP's website. I also want you to be comfortable with the people working here. The most important fact of the people working here is that we're right here. You can find us Monday to Saturday in this building. We're not overseas. We are a homegrown South African company, and you're always going to be able to find us if anything's happening right here. Well, that's me over there, Brendan Benfield. I'm the senior executive here, a founder of the division. I've been in the industry for 20 years. I'm a chartered accountant. That's Tim. He's our banking expert, helps us out on the technical side here too. Worked in the banking industry for 15, 16 years at the First Rand Group. This is Stacy. She's our auditing expert. You've seen her outside of the counter this evening, also a chartered accountant. There are the two non-accountants over here. We pay them less. This is Jane over here. Jane is our direct selling lady. She comes from the UK, but has spent the last decade here in South Africa. And then we've got Rob. Rob is our design guy. Everything that you see, feel, and touch has been designed by Rob. He has spent at least 20 years in the financial services industry, marketing and advertising. So we've got all the requisite skills, but like I say to you, the most important thing, the thing we want you to find some trust and comfort in, is the fact that you'll always find us here in this building. Folks, what do we do at DuePoint? Well, we have two objectives. Our first objective is that we want to put in the hands of South Africans a tool that they can control, that they can create recurring, stable, and reliable income with. In the current South African context and economy, we know that we have no control and that it is completely unstable. Right now, the economy is shrinking on an annual basis. If any of you read the newspapers, it will make you cut your wrists. I've stopped reading the newspapers. We are in such a bad state, but not only in South Africa, globally at the moment. We're in such a bad state, and there is very little hope of it coming right in the near future. And when I say near future, I'm talking 10 to 25 years. We're all going to go through a very, very tough time, and what it means is that every one of us is in danger of losing our income. You might have a job right now, and you might think that that's a stable and recurring income, but it's not. At any point in time, it can end. For 433,000 people between June and January this year, it ended. It ended. That's how many more people became unemployed in the first 6 months of this year. 433,000 people. When there's only 50 million people in the country, that is a very large number per 6 months. It means that all of us are in the queue to be next unemployed. Now, the problem with that is of course obvious, but the extra problem on top of that is even when we are employed, we have no control over our income. Someone else is telling us how much we're going to earn. Someone else will tell us when we'll get an increase. Somebody else will tell us when we get a promotion. We'll have no say in that. And ultimately, somebody will tell us when our job is over, whether we're retrenched or fired. We just have no control. And what does it mean? It means that, and I've read some interesting articles about it lately, is that jobs create poverty. That's really what they do. You know, what's inflation like? Well, they tell us 6%. More recently, they admitted it was closer to 17%. Okay, great. Anyone here getting a 17% increase in their salaries every year? No, why not? Inflation 17%. Why are you not getting a 17% increase in your salary? Nobody is getting a 17% increase, which means that every year your cost of living rises. You've got a smaller and smaller amount of revenue compared to your set expenditure. Food, bread, even Oros has increased in price 400% in the last 10 years. You know, you walk into anywhere and you cannot believe how prices are increased, but you're going to get your 3% to your 6% increase. And what do? We end up with a gap between what we earn and what we need. And how are we filling that gap? We're filling it with that. So not only are we in an economy that is shrinking and failing around us, we are poisoning our own personal economy through the exercise of debt. Because we have no choice. It's not like we've done this by choice. We have no choice in South Africa. If we had other options, we would be doing those other options, wouldn't we? But we have become complete professionals at debt here in South Africa, and we use it to plug every single gap in our financial situation. Cars, houses, personal loans, food, telephone loans, credit cards for everything. That's what we do, and we slowly just drown in it. And of course, we hand it over to our kids when we pass away as well, so that they don't even start at naught, they start at minus. That's where they're starting for all of us. Now, we're hoping that if we can put a tool in your hands that you can use to create an income that is stable and recurring, then we put you in a position where we can start eradicating the debt in your life. We want to replace that bridge that you currently have. We want to put in a new piece that is controlled by you, one that hopefully will take you even further into the future, put you in a position where you've got free cash flow, where you can handle the day-to-day crisis, the fender bender, the sick kid, the granny that dies. We want to put you in a position where that does not require further debt, but gives you free cash flow to cover it. And then we want to prepare you for the ultimate future. We want to prepare you for your retirement. Right now, research says, this was done in 2016, 99.5% of South Africans will not be ready for retirement, because you know when you retire, you've still got expenditure. You know that, don't you? That you've still got to be fed, and you've still got to sleep somewhere at night. You've got to have clothes. Who's going to pay those bills when you physically cannot work anymore because you're too old or they won't hire you? Well, at the moment, our children inherit more children. They inherit us, and they then have to pay for us, and we want to change that. We want to put you in a position where you've got cash that comes in reliably every single month while even you're retired. Whether you're lying in a hospital or lying on the beach somewhere, it doesn't matter. We want that income to come in every time. That's our first objective. Our second objective, ladies and gentlemen, is we're creating a 21st century company here. We want to create a pipeline that connects our customers to the heart of our business. We want you to be in contact with us on a 24-hours a day basis. We don't want you to have to wait for us to open our doors. We want that direct relationship with you. Now, with those two objectives put together, we get what we call the DuePoint system. The DuePoint system is very simple. What it does is it allows you to contract with us as a wealth engineer. A wealth engineer has one task, the task of connecting people to DuePoint, not of selling, not of marketing or advertising or advising or Facebooking. None of that is what happens here. You simply connect individuals to us. As you do that, you create market penetration for us that allows us to come in and distribute our products into the South African economy and create revenue. By creating revenue, we are able to create that extra recurring income that I've been talking about for you. Now, why is it recurring? Well, this is financial services and lifestyle products here. You're not peddling any sort of goods here. These are financial services and lifestyle products. And it means that they run on a computerized, automated debit order system. And every month, whether you're, as I said, lying on the beach or lying in hospital, those debit orders are raised. And where they paid, your income comes in on a reliable, stable basis. That was the cornerstone of what we're trying to achieve here. Not an income here today and an income gone tomorrow with a stable expenditure. That's normally what you get when you're trying to peddle goods. We wanted a situation where your income came in on a recurring basis, and so we created it like this. Now, the second layer of our system is that we allow you to duplicate yourself in the time and skills of others. As you build channels of distribution, people will join you, and they will begin to work with you in creating income, we hope, on a 24-hour basis, so that you are not locked into just 8 hours of work a day. You're able to go to bed at night and wake up richer the next morning. That's what we're hoping to achieve with our system, 24-hour per day. Now, folks, what's very important to note is that this is not an employment opportunity. We're not hiring, we're not recruiting, we're not sponsoring, none of these things, and neither are you. So please don't set up any Facebook pages called DuePoint Recruitment. Nope, we're not recruiting here. That is not what we do at all. You are completely independent of us. We put a tool in your hands, and you will go and use that tool how you want to. If you use it a lot, that's up to you. If you don't ever use it, that's completely up to you as well. We don't care. You're independent from us with one task. Now, to become a wealth engineer with us actually costs you nothing. There is no risk in being a wealth engineer here at DuePoint. By being a product owner at DuePoint, you're automatically a wealth engineer. There's no startup cost. There's no starter kit you have to buy. There's no monthly fee. There's no application forms and fees that you have to pay. The product you buy is the product price you could buy it from the insurance company. There is no cost and no risk for you in becoming a wealth engineer. That was one, again, of the foundational stones that we laid in the system, was to prevent financial loss to people who become wealth engineers here, which is what happens to us all the time in South Africa. We end up having to put 10,000 Rand in, buy a 5,000 Rand starter kit, etc. And none of that occurs here at DuePoint. You could become a wealth engineer this evening and not a cent will have passed from your pockets this evening, and you're a wealth engineer. In addition, folks, there is no particular education or qualification criteria that you need to become a wealth engineer. In the financial services space, you know there's very heavy criteria legislation around what kind of experience and education you have to have, but in the DuePoint system, every South African can become a wealth engineer. Now, folks, we are building an asset here, a real asset. We say this because where we create recurring income, which is what we're doing here, you now have something that can be priced. Because it can be priced, you can sell it, you can transfer it to others, and ultimately, when you pass away, it'll be handed over to your children, and they will earn the income that you created in your lifetime. Our hope is to create some legacy where you have something that you can give over when your life ends, instead of handing the debt over that we do these days and continuing the poverty cycle in South Africa. We want to be able to give you something that creates income for your children when they pass away one day. This is a system of complete convenience for you. Complete and utter convenience for you. We have removed all those things that have got in the way or created stigma in your head around direct selling in the past. To start with, you play no part at all in the sales transaction. None at all. That's our task here at DuePoint, and our website's task, not yours. No selling whatsoever. Big fear of people. Big fear. No, I don't want to do any selling. Good news. No selling at all at DuePoint. In addition, you never ever have to present. Never ever have to present. There's only two people that present here at DuePoint, Rob and me. Okay? You came to a good evening. I'm prettier than Rob. There's only two people that present. You're never going to present. Given the tools that we have, you have one task, just to connect people to DuePoint. How do you connect people to DuePoint? Well, there are just 4 ways. Just 4 ways, and you will have forgotten about 3 of them by the end of this presentation, and you will think of only one, but we'll get to that in a minute. There are 4 ways to connect people to DuePoint. The first way is through our USB stick. You can just pick it up at our counter here, 150 Rand, and on there's our presentation. Anytime, anywhere, plug it into a TV or a computer, and there we are giving the presentation. The second way, if you live in Gauteng, is you can come to this presentation room Monday through Saturday and be part of our live studio audience as we record our daily presentation here. You can bring people if you're here and can make it, and we will present to them out of these offices. And then the third way, the most important way, is through our YouTube channel. You go to DuePoint channel. Every single one of our presentations we've ever done is on that channel. You go pick your favorite ones, and you can be presenting to anybody 24 hours a day, anywhere in the country. One click of a button, and there we are, giving the DuePoint Opportunity presentation to anybody that you want. And then the fourth way, folks, like I said to you, we live stream all of our presentations out of these offices Monday through Friday. So if you're at work, at home, at church, in a coffee shop, wherever you are, as long as you've got a screen and an internet connection, you can tune into us recording live every single day, Monday through Saturday. Now, like I said to you, all you heard was bring people to this office. I know this. I've been doing this a while. You've already forgotten what the other 3 were. Folks, you don't have to bring people to this office, okay? This office is just where we record the presentations. We have freed you of this very inconvenient location here in Bryanston. It's very difficult to get to, especially in peak hour traffic. You can sit at home, put your friends in your lounge, and use our YouTube channel or our live stream, and you will be able to connect people to DuePoint at complete convenience and comfort to you. Now, I reiterate that only because we get the comment often that no, people must come and see the office to know that this is legitimate. All right, now I'm going to ask you a question. Have any of you been to Google's head office? No. No. So why do you feel that Google is legitimate, or do you not? Do you think it's not? I've seen a T-shirt that says, "What if Google was wrong?" Okay. So now that's legitimate. Okay. Have you been to Facebook's head office? No, but you think they're legitimate, are you? You don't send to people and say, no, listen, we need to first go to Facebook's head office before you start using Facebook, okay? Guys, this is not a convenient venue for people, and we get super overloaded here all the time. You'll hate it. You'll arrive here and have to stand outside because there's 140 people in, maybe there's 150 people in the room, and they're standing and on the stage. It is inconvenient. We have made the system convenient for you. You simply click on our YouTube channel or watch us live 24 hours a day, and there we are. Fresh, full makeup on, ready to present for you. Okay, now so remember that one, otherwise you can buy a USB stick as well. Now, as you connect people to DuePoint. And we do this presentation to them. Some of the people that you connect to DuePoint are going to catch the vision of what we're trying to do here and want to become wealth engineers. When they do, we allocate them to you and your channel is born. These folk go out and do the same thing, and some of the people they connect also become wealth engineers. And again, we allocate them to you. And this process continues and continues. Some people will, some people won't. But your channel will start to spread out across South Africa, and in time you will have droves of individuals all connecting people to DuePoint, possibly even around the country as we have right now at DuePoint. We then come along as DuePoint and we facilitate the purchase of our products throughout this channel that you have created for us, and your income is born. Now, what's very important to note, ladies and gentlemen, is that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Even though some of you are going, I don't want to be, this better not be a get-rich-quick scheme, but in the back of your heads you're going, I hope this is a get-rich-quick scheme. I've run out of time, I want to be rich now. Okay, folks, it is not. This is genuine. We are a fully licensed and listed life and short-term insurance company. We have 8 regulators that look after us, 150 pieces of regulation that govern this business. This is genuine. But like your career, like starting your own business, you don't get rich overnight here. You have to work. You have to work. And the price you pay, people say, what's the catch? Here's the catch, is time. You're going to have to put time in. Years of time if you want to change your life with the DuePoint system. It's quite easy to make a little bit of money, but if you want to make a lot, you need to have put thought and energy and persistence into the growth of your channel. You're dealing with people, and people are remarkably disappointing creatures. Okay? They may say something, but they're going to do something completely different. Okay? Now, if you can persist, though, there are 2 ways that we reward you. The first way is through our returns program. Our returns program pays you R27.50 every time someone in your channel makes a product payment via debit order successfully, multiplied by a factor of where in your channel the payment is made. So, for instance, you go out, you talk to a few of your friends, a couple of them say, hey, I want to be a wealth engineer, and we allocate them to you. They make their product payments, and you get R27.50 multiplied by 200%. That is R55. Every month that they pay successfully for every product that they have. Not R1, not R5, not R12, R55 that you get. It's 21st century numbers that are significant and material to you. Now, these few folk, they go out, they chat to a few more, a couple of people become wealth engineers, they make their product payments, and again, you get R27.50 multiplied by 200%, R55. In this particular example, you've been here for 5 minutes, and you're already earning just under R1,000 a month. It's not changed your life, but you're feeling it, and you've only been here a few minutes. Now, what's very important to note, folks, these are financial services products. It's a monthly debit order. You don't pay once. Go to your bank and negotiate a once-off bank fees payment. You know, tell me how that conversation goes. All right? Here, you pay every month. And as people pay every month, you earn that stable, recurring, reliable income that we're trying to achieve here. Now, you put a little bit more time, a little bit more effort in, and your channel starts to grow. You start earning on a diminishing basis down to the 8th point. But there's no limit to how much you can earn. Here at DuePoint, from the 8th point on, you will always earn 4% of R27.50 where you qualify to earn. This means you can build a channel 25 points big, 30 points big. Over the course of your life, 50 points big. And as long as you qualify to earn, you will get 4% of R27.50 for every successful payment made in your channel from point 8 onwards. When you hand it over to your children one day, they can continue to grow it as well. This is how we hope to have created that legacy that can go from generation to generation. We do not limit your potential here at DuePoint. So what does that translate into practically? I almost threw a bit of American in there. Translate into, well, that's a difficult question that we have to answer. Every one of you is going to grow at a different rate. No doubt about it. Most of you are going to do nothing. It's very sad. I mean, I'm putting all the money on the table, and you're going to go, no, thanks. I don't have time for money. That's what you're going to tell me afterwards, okay? Most of you are going to do nothing. Some of you will grow at a medium rate. Others of you will shoot the lights out and change your life in the next 12 months, okay? It's just statistical. It doesn't matter how good my song and dance is here tonight. That's what's going to happen. But you will be the person who chooses that outcome. None of us will. We will never force you to do anything. You will choose what you do with the tool that we put in your hands. You will choose. Now, we went and we got 2 decades of information. We did a whole lot of mathematics on it, and we came up with what we think is a reasonable and conservative growth rate to achieve the result of telling us what we think you could reasonably expect to be earning here at DuePoint. We call it the 3+2 growth rate. It says in your first month with us, you have to put just 3 people on your first point. Just 3 in an entire month. Okay, hardly an unreasonable request. And then every month thereafter, you put just 2 people in your channel on your first point. Just 2 people, 1 every 2 weeks, but you've got to do it persistently, month after month after month, and you've got to work with your team to do the same thing. Then we apply our maths to it, lapses, cancellations, people not doing 3+2, and we reckon that if you can do that, if you are the persistent one that is able to do that over time, and you can do it for 6 months, you can reasonably expect to be earning about 2,500 Rand a month. Okay, it's hardly life-changing stuff. For some people it is, but for others it's not. But it is 30,000 Rand a year that you've just added to your household income. You spent 6 months with us, and you are now earning an extra 30,000 Rand a year. This is not Facebook that promises you 100,000 after 3 months. No, because that's not real, and nobody gets it. This is sustainable, reliable, and we hope lifetime income that you create for yourself. And in 6 months' time, that's just after the new year, next year, you're earning 2,500 Rand extra a month. No one at DuePoint will ever ask you to quit your job. That would be ridiculous. That would be like taking your winning lottery ticket and throwing it in the bin in our country. Okay, no, keep it. But this is the add-on to your life, the add-on tool that says in 6 months' time, you could potentially be earning an extra 2,500 Rand a month. Now, if you can push through to 12 months, we reckon you'll be on about 9,000 to 10,000 Rand a month. That's a year. That's spring next year. If you can be persistent and determined in your work here at DuePoint, in a year's time, we reckon you'll be on 9,000 to 10,000 Rand a month, 120,000 Rand a year additional income into your household. That's a decision you're going to make. I'm not certain there's many of you that are going to get a 10,000 Rand raise this year. Maybe a handful of you. Okay. All right. The rest of you, 3%, 6%, it's not going to be 10,000 Rand, and it's not going to be in your control. The one thing about this is it's in your control. You decide. You decide. And yes, it's going to take time and effort, but you're deciding and you're controlling the outcome. Now, if you can do 2 years with us. 2 years with us, we reckon you'll be on about 27,000 to 30,000 Rand a month. 2 years of labor and you're earning 360,000 Rand a year through the DuePoint system. We think that's a reasonable and conservative estimate. We really believe it. I'm going to show you later how we think that that's reasonable. If you don't do anything, of course, you'll be earning nothing in 2 years' time. There's no guarantees here. You are going to have to work to get there. If you can do 3 years with us, we reckon you'll be on about 45,000 to 50,000 Rand a month, 600,000 Rand a year. If you can do 4 years with us, we reckon you'll be on about 60,000 to 65,000 Rand a month. That's 720,000 Rand a year, and already way past the aspirations of most South Africans. And if you can do 5 years with us, that's half a decade, you see. Now, it's easy. See how quickly I've been clicking this button? It's so easy for me to click that button. 2 minutes, we're done. It's 5 years, though, 60 months. Okay? It's not 5 minutes. It's not 3 months, which is the mark where most people fall off. They go, no, Brendan, this is too hard or it doesn't work. It's 5 years of persistent determination to change your future. And with this tool, we believe you can reasonably estimate that your earnings will be around 80,000 to 100,000 Rand a month. That's R1 million a year. You're in the top 0.5% of earners in the country when you've spent a half a decade with us. Now, people react differently. People say to me, Brendan, there's no ways I'm going to work for that long. It's got to happen sooner because 5 years is too long for me to wait. Okay, that's okay, fine. When you're in 5 years, it feels like a long time. When you're outside of 5 years, it disappears in a moment. How many years have you spent in your employment? How many? You know, I get people who say to me, Brendan, I don't have time for this. I'm sorry, I'm too busy and too important. Okay, I just don't have time for this. But you have time to put 40, 60, 80, 100, stop me when I reach your number, hours a week into your dead-end job. Don't you? I mean, your job is not taking you to the Mediterranean, is it? You know, anyone got a yacht getting built on the Mediterranean? No. Fancy houses built in Houghton. We had this funny guy, he's a great guy here, wealth engineer, said, I want to buy a car that's got a name and a surname, Mercedes-Benz, Rolls-Royce, you know. Anybody got any of those on order at the moment? No, but you are happy to put 40, 60, 80, 100 hours a week into that, but you can't put 5 years into this. Just work that out for me. Tell me where my breakdown in understanding is. And yet, as I say to you, 80% of you are going to walk out here and do nothing. I don't know why. You is like, no, let me go back to my dead-end job. Get back on that hamster wheel until I die and I fall off and they put another hamster in, you know. That's what jobs do, isn't it? I mean, you're certainly not in control of your promotions. Very few of you would be on track for CEO, I'd imagine. Hey? So how do we build our aspirations in South Africa? How do we build them? What are the other options? The Facebook 100,000 after 3 months, where you just have to put 30,000 rand in up front. No, is that it? No. There's very few choices. We have to put 5 years in. But once 5 years has been put in, everything is different about your future. Everything is different. People say to me as well, they say this is just marketing. Nobody's ever going to earn this money. Okay, fair enough. It is a maths calculation. So we like to look at it on the ground. Let's look at it on the ground. We have lots of people earning at DuePoint. Lots and lots of people earning. Every month we pick a handful from across the country, random. You can see their testimonies on YouTube. Here's 4. There's 4 people from this month. If you come in about 2 weeks' time, we're going to have another batch that you can see. Here is Mlu. I don't have enough time this evening to say his whole name, but there's Mlu over there. Okay. He's from Gauteng. 30th of November, super chap, great testimony. Go and see his video on our YouTube channel. Fantastic. Okay. Came in November, super skeptical. Super skeptical. His father had warned him against things like this. You know, and he said, all right, well, I don't believe they're going to pay. So I'll put 3 people in just to see. So he brought 3 friends, became wealth engineers, and true's Bob, we paid him. Okay. And he said, all right, well, that seems like it's working. Let's try. We'll put a few more people, 2, 3 more people in the next month, and we paid him. It's funny how a licensed and registered and listed insurance company will just do that. Okay. And then he was a believer. And from that month forward, over the next 7 months, he built himself a channel worth 10,000 rand a month. What do you know? All right. So I said it was going to take 6 months to get to 2,500 rand and 12 months to get to 9 to 10,000. He's in month 9, and he's on 10,000 rand. He's going quicker, and he wasted his first 2 months just testing the water. Okay, there it is. What does it feel like to have an extra 10 grand a month right now for you? That list of problems that you've got, how many can you cross off? This is extra. You haven't quit your job. This is extra. How many problems can you cross off with that extra 10 coming in? Okay. But maybe the best you can do is 5,000 rand a month. Maybe you're just horrible at this, just horrible. And the best you ever get out of DuePoint is 5,000 rand a month. It's an extra 60,000 rand a year. Does that not already start to change things for you? Would it have been worth it for an extra 5,000 rand coming in stably and reliably every month through our system? Yeah, it's an interesting question, especially for those that don't have time for this. Okay. It's interesting. Is it worth finding the time? Then we have Zongizwe down here in Kwamashu. Unemployed for 4 years. Said to her husband, cancel the DSTV. I need the money to take the DuePoint product, and next month I will pay for the DSTV. She joined us 4 months ago. 4 months ago. She has now got a channel worth 12,250 rand a month. 4 months. I said it would take a year to get to 9 to 10,000. You see, it's completely up to you. The tool will be in your hands, and you decide what you do with it. And some of you are going to do nothing, and some of you are going to do great things with it. Okay? And I love it. I get people to say to me, these are just actors. Jeez, we've put a lot of actors into this business. Wow, we have got a lot of actors, a whole bunch of them in this room tonight. You know, folks, this is real. Just give it 5 minutes. Be like Mlu. Take 2 months and watch this business. Come and see if it's actors or whether it's real. This is a tool. It is a genuine tool. We've had to present this to 8 regulators. I will show you. I will show you the agendas. I will show you the reports. This is not a thing on YouTube or a thing on Facebook or a thing on Google. This is the real deal. We've got Siyabonga, Madadeni, KZN. I didn't even know where Madadeni is. That's where it comes from. Okay. He joined us 6 months ago. And in 6 months, he's made a channel worth 12,000 rand a month. 6 months. I said 2,500 rand. I still believe that that's a reasonable goal. I don't think you should be aiming for 12,000 unless you're really ready to go and do the work. But if you've only got a little bit of time, you could be getting 2,500 in 6 months. He's getting 12. And then we've got Donnie. Joined us about 16 months ago. 16 months, chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. And over the course of 16 months, he's built himself a 300,000 rand a year channel. 300,000 rand a year. I said it would take 2 years to get to 27 to 30,000 rand. He's 16 months in. I think he's on track. I think he's on track. I think he'll be on 30 by the time it makes 2 years. He's on track. And as he says to us always, if I can get a couple hundred rand more a month, 300 rand, 400 rand, 500 rand more a month, every single month going forward, everything in my life will be different. How many of you are getting a 400 rand raise every month? I mean, that doesn't seem like a big ask. You should go to your boss and say, listen, this is not a big ask. I just like 400 rand more a month. I mean, you're going to hardly feel it. Hey, as a company, come on. Have that conversation with him. And that's what Donnie's doing. 2, 3, 4, 500 bucks every month. It increases. You can see there, he gives himself a 6,000 Rand raise every 4 months. Maybe try that with your boss. I'd like a 6,000 Rand raise every 4 months, please. This is income that he's in control of, and he works on, and he gets it. Hey, these guys work hard. I'm not going to say to you, hey, no, they just spend 5 minutes a week. No, these guys are working hard. They're working hard. But you can go and see on our YouTube channel people who earning 700 Rand a month, people earning 3,000 Rand a month, people earning 85,000 Rand a month. They're all there. Their stories are there on how they use the tool to change their life. Some of them work here 5 days a week, 6, 7 days a week. They're working on DuePoint. Some people work once a month on DuePoint. It's up to you, but the tool puts out what you put in. That's what it does. It puts out what you put in. That's the first way you earn here at DuePoint. The second way you earn is through our training program. We call it our XP Rewards training program. It is a set of steps and activities and programs that help you to go from beginner to expert here. As you do that, as you complete the steps, we give you what's called XP points, experience points. They're not worth anything. They're not worth rands and cents. Don't let anybody tell you that. They're simply a measure of how experienced you are here at DuePoint, how you're maturing through the training process. Naturally, as you mature, your channel starts to grow. And where you meet the experience criteria and channel size criteria, we start to reward you. In addition to the returns we were just talking about. A little bit of cash in the beginning. The cash gets a little bit more serious as your channel gets a bit more serious. And then we start to reward you with tools. Tools that you will use to accelerate the growth of your channel. It's in our experience, we know these work. The first one happens at rank 5. Rank 5, we give you an imported Lightning memory stick. It contains all of our presentations, documents, testimonies, downloads, everything you're going to need to connect people to DuePoint anywhere, anytime, whether you've got an internet connection or not. And then the next one is at rank 7. At rank 7, you get your own set of business cards. Not a cheap set from here, an imported 12,500 Rand set. It's gold gilded, it's gold printed, and it is customized for you. When you give people Ferrari business cards, they respond like Ferrari car keys. They want to know what you're doing, how you got it, and how they can get involved. It is a very, very powerful tool. Chat to the guys. Some of these guys are here tonight. Talk to them. See what their cards look like. Go and look in our glass cabinet. There's a set there. This is a reality. At rank 9, as long as you maintain your channel size, every year that you do, we take you and your family away on a 1-week holiday, all expenses paid, 5-star business class with your family for the rest of your life. No, you don't have time for this. Remember, you don't have time. You don't. I don't sell. I don't sell. This is embarrassing. You know, all of that nonsense. Yeah, okay. Well, you know. And the other thing, of course, is you guys are like rank 0, and this is at rank 9. That's a long walk to rank 9, okay, in the training program. But yeah, it's there. It is on the table, and it is for everyone who makes rank 9. Not the first 5, not for our actors. It is for everybody that makes rank 9. The criteria is the same for everybody, and those that will work in it will earn it. There are no prizes at DuePoint. There's no winners. Everything is earned at DuePoint, and it is earned the same way by each individual. You will decide whether you're going to do it, and you're going to have to make that decision every single day. Every single day. Now, we're going in December at the end of the year, so we're kind of running out of time now. Okay? September, October, November, it's like 100 days to Christmas kind of thing right now. I think it's 4 months exactly to Christmas, like 2 days ago, wasn't it? Hey, so we're pretty close. Okay. Tight. It would be tough for you to make it. Some guys will, though. They'll go, no, I'm going. I'm going with you. You can see we're going to Mauritius this year, not the caravan park. You know, it's reasonable. They're 5-star business class. It's a reasonable destination. One of the finest hotels in Mauritius. We're going there. You can make it this year. You'd have to put your head down and get serious about it. But the beautiful thing about DuePoint is you don't start at 0 at the beginning of each year. No. What you accumulate now is where you start in January. And you can so if you miss this one, you can come with us next year. If you miss next year, you'll make it to the next one because you'll have had 2 years of accumulation. And then after that, as long as you maintain your channel size, you get to come. You get to come with your family every single year. Now, we thought it was unfair that you, maybe if you didn't make it, didn't get to see where we're going. So we put a video together so you can see where we're going. All right, here's actual footage of where we're going. So there's a whole bunch of us going. 2 business class flights full already, booked. We had 2 more people go rank 9 last month. It's completely up to you now whether you decide to join us or whether you don't have time for this. It's completely up to you. At rank 11, we give you another very useful tool. It's your own car. It's not branded. It's not rented to you. It's not given to you and taken away. You don't finance it through us. It's yours. Our hope is that you will use it to build your freedom here with us, to build a different kind of future. Once a month and every month, we run what we call wealth quests as part of our training program. They're short-term. They run from the first to the last day of every month very strictly, and they are designed to help you build good foundations. They are not easy. They are challenging, and they are there for those that are serious about building their future here at DuePoint. Every month, the criteria is different, and every month, the tool that is the reward is different. If you complete the criteria, everybody who does gets a different reward each month. This month, we're building the dream team. And if you do it, you get your very own iPad. Very own iPad. Brand new. It's not a banana. It's not a tablet. It's a real iPad. And you will peel it out the plastic. What are you going to do? Well, we want people in your channel that are here for the long haul. We want you to go out, find 2 people, get them qualified and paid by the end of the month, including yourself. You want to understand what qualified means? Go and watch our 6-minute training video on it. Okay? 6 minutes. That's how long it takes for me to explain the entire system here. That's how complicated it is. 6 minutes. Go and watch it. Get them qualified. Once you've done that, we want nobody in your first 3 points of your channel to cancel this month. We want them to have the long-term vision of what they're doing here. If you do that, the iPad is yours. Now, we haven't got many days left in this month. You'd have to go pretty bananas to make it. But on the 1st of September is a brand new Wealth Quest with a new tool every single month for you. Now, people say to me, Brendan, where do you get the money to fund this? Well, it's very simple. In the traditional insurance and banking space, what do? We direct market to you. We run adverts on TVs and billboards and radio stations and everywhere. Everywhere we can stick adverts, we stick adverts. Cost the industry hundreds of millions a month. People never ask the question where that money comes from, but I think you all secretly know. We reverse engineer the cost of that into your monthly product payment. Your funeral cover, your banking fees, your car insurance, your home insurance, whatever it is, that premium is made up of 30 to 50% next month's marketing cost. It's basically what we do. Now, we do exactly the same thing here at DuePoint. Exactly the same. The only difference is we don't ever run any adverts. You're never going to see an advert for DuePoint anywhere. Not anywhere. We use you to connect people to us. And as a result, all that money that I would have spent on SABC and DSTV and all of that jazz is now available to you and your channel. That's how we do it. There are 3 products that we as DuePoint facilitate the purchase of in your products, not you. The first one is our Access Wealth Plan. It costs 299 Rand a month. And for that, we open for you your very own tax-free investment account. It is a no notice, no restriction period investment account, which means whatever monies are in there are immediately available to you. We take 100 Rand of the 299 Rand, we put it in the investment account for you, and that money is yours. That means that the actual cost of this product is only 199 Rand a month. And for that, you get 110,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. Our second product is our Wealth Guard. Our Wealth Guard product costs 274 Rand a month, and for that you get 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. There's no waiting period. There's no deferred benefit period. After your first premium, you're under cover. There's no medical examination or declaration, and there is no maximum age limit. You will have this product until your last breath. And then our third product, ladies and gentlemen, it's our non-financial, non-insurance and banking product. It is our Wealth Points Buyers Club. For 274 Rand a month, you get to be a member of our club. And as a result, you get access to all of our corporate discounts, account managers, packages, vouchers, everything that we negotiate as a big corporate in South Africa, you now have access to across our list of suppliers that we're always adding to, that we're always growing. Absolutely fantastic product. Lots of testimony of people saving thousands of Rands on that product. We love it. But folks, as a wealth engineer, you also get full access to the entire executive and management team here. Monday to Saturday, you can book us, no cost to you. We'll work with you and your teams, set goals, strategize, train, do what it takes to get you to succeed at no cost to you. You get to use all of these facilities Monday through Friday. If you're desperate to bring somebody here because it's important they see the bricks and the paint before they realize this business is legitimate, bring them Monday to Friday. You don't have to bring them at night, bring them during the day. And you can come and use these facilities at no cost to you. You get all of our IT and all of our software maintained and upgraded for you every day free of charge. and you get nationwide footprint. You can build your channel anywhere in the country because everything is recorded, everything is live streamed out of this office and available to you online anywhere. Now, folks, it's decision time. We really don't feel like it's a decision about DuePoint. We've done so much work and worked with so many people that we know that right now, we as South Africans do not have other options. Your other option is to walk away. Fine. Carry on doing what you're doing. Fine. Absolutely. But you know that the course you're on is not one to your aspirations, and it's certainly not one to any form of freedom. We believe that what we've created here is something that's part of the solution in South Africa, and we want you to be part of it. If you do want to become a wealth engineer, it's very simple. All you've got to do is take your phone or your tablet or our iPads outside, hook up into the free Wi-Fi, and go to DuePoint.net. Click on the apply button, fill out the form, and you're a wealth engineer. You'll receive a W number, which is your channel. It is yours into the future, and you can choose whether you're going to do nothing with it or you're going to make it amazing. We got all the tools for you. You can go and get all the tools outside here, or you can order them at info@DuePoint.net. Our USB stick with our presentation on, power banks for your phones. You don't want your battery running out while you're filling someone's application form out with them. You know, business cards. You don't have to wait to rank 7 to get your business cards. You can get them right now. You don't have to pay 12,500 Rand. Promise. It's a much better set. 500 business cards that you can get in a set custom made for you. We've got all the tools for you. And then, folks, on the 16th of September, especially for my wealth engineers that are getting cracking, 3 weeks from now, we're going to be doing a live presentation down in Durban. We've got a 500-seater venue down at the Southern Sun Ilangeni, right on the beach road here in Durban. 16th of September, Saturday at 10 a.m. we kick off. We've got an introduction presentation. That's the one you've just sat through. If you're new, otherwise, wealth engineers, you know what it is. We want people in different provinces growing in your channels. Make sure you get down there or you get your friends to that presentation. At 1 p.m., we're going to do a training session. We call it a development seminar. So if you've got new people there, we'll not only introduce them to the business, but we'll train them and get their first steps going for you so that you can start a KZN leg for you guys. 500-seater guys. You can only come in if you've got a ticket. Please go to our website. It's free. The tickets are free, but go to our website, click on events, use our app, go to events, and book yourself and a guest in or more if you want, but you need to do it. If you don't have a ticket, we're going to turn you away. Limited seats, it's 500, but it is limited. We're not going to take 10,000 people into the venue. So make sure you've got your ticket ready and you book. That's going to be an exciting morning. Tea and coffee and a few little nibbles, but no real lunch. If you need lunch, please go and order it between events on the day outside the building. All right, guys, as wealth engineers, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. It is very important that you do that. It is our #1 resource. This is not. This is just the studio where we film our presentations, okay? It is your #1 resource. If you've subscribed, your phone will ping when we go live, and your phone will ping every time we add videos, and we do it all the time. Download our free app onto your phone or your tablet, okay? It plugs you straight into your channel in real time. Your tools are there. Your training is there, and all your personal details are there. You want that app to help you with the growing of your channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you can see we're very serious about what we're doing here. This is a very serious business. Look at it. 7-decade-old insurance company. We're not one of these things that kind of comes and goes. We want to be part of the solution here. We're determined to be part of it, and we want you to be part of it. If you've got questions or concerns, come and ask us. Ask us the questions. We've had to answer all of them before. If you believe this is something it isn't or whatever, come and chat to us. Chat to the person who brought you here. Let's clear your head. What we want is you to take this tool with you tonight. It's not going to cost you anything tonight. Take the tool and walk out here and start changing your life with it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you all outside, and thanks to all of you who have watched us live tonight.